Ba-da-bum, 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 ba-da-bum.
All right, week 4, and already here we go with a COVID postponement. The Titans and Steelers game is not going to be played this week because a bunch of Titans players and some staff tested positive. So who knows when they're going to play that game, how it's going to affect the schedule. If you got Pittsburgh and Tennessee guys in your fantasy, I don't know what to tell you. This is what you signed up for when you decided to play fantasy in 2020. But it's definitely not going to be part of week 4, so that's all you need to worry about. Go to the waiver wire, make a deal. You got to do what you got to do. But we start off with Thursday night. The Broncos and the Jets. Listen, it's funny. Like every year, the NFL, they kick off on Thursday night. With Super Bowl champs usually. It's a good matchup, good game, blah blah blah. And then like the next 4 or 5 Thursdays are like just the worst teams possible. I don't know how they figure this out every year, but like the next 5 Thursday games are terrible. This one included. This is a game the Jets could actually win. Just because the Broncos have so many injuries, but they won't. Denver will win this game. And then we go to Sunday early games, and let's see what we got. Okay, see now you got 9 games early on Sunday. And again, my DirecTV game mix only shows 8 windows. I don't know why they do this, but you get the Colts at Chicago. Nick Foles in the driver's seat now. And listen, Bears are 3-0. And they've got offensive weapons. Foles, whether, he can still get the job done consistently, I guess might be a question, but the guy's done it before. The team has confidence. I mean, you saw it. And listen, being down to Atlanta was the perfect place to bring him in because you knew they were going to have success. The Colts, listen, they're 2-1, but I don't know. I don't trust them offensively for some reason. I'll be honest. I don't know that I've watched one snap of Colts football this year, so I really couldn't tell you a lot about it. But from what I'm hearing, Phil Rivers is obviously on the back end of his career. They've got a couple players offensively that can help move the ball, but I want to take the Bears in this game. Because I just think with Foles coming in, that gives them a shot of confidence. And listen, they're 3-0, so there you go. Jacksonville's at Cincinnati. Jaguars should get chalk back. Minshew struggled last Thursday against the Dolphins. The Bengals are able to put up points. Let's hope we get a shootout here. I'll take Cincinnati in this one, but this game's a toss-up. I'll take the Bengals. Cleveland's at Dallas. Look, the Cowboys can't stop anybody on defense. They obviously can score the ball. Cedric Wilson, who's their 18th different receiving option, scored 2 touchdowns last week. They should be able to outscore Cleveland this week. Cleveland's, they're a Jekyll and Hyde team. One week they look good, one week they don't. They did beat the Redskins last week, but it was a struggle. But listen, the Cowboys, listen, I don't know what to tell you about them. We're not stopping anybody on defense. You can't fix it. So you just got to outscore everybody. They'll outscore Cleveland this week, so I'll take Cowboys. Saints are at Detroit. New Orleans should get Michael Thomas back, and man, they need him back because Breeze does not have a downfield option right now, especially Jared Cook might not play. But listen, Alvin Kamara is fantastic. What a great play he made the other night against the Packers. Even though they lost the game, but it's just a fantastic player. And if they get Thomas back, that helps them a lot. I think they beat Detroit either way because Detroit is just listen, Detroit can move the ball, they could score, but they're not a good team. And they're not going to beat New Orleans whether or not Michael Thomas plays or not. So I'll take the Saints. Seattle's at Miami. Seattle, as bad as the Cowboys defense has been, Seattle has not stopped anybody. Atlanta put up a bunch of points. New New England put up a bunch of points. Cowboys put 31 on them last week. I mean, listen, they're 3-0 because they've outscored everybody, so good for them. They'll go to 4-0 because, I mean, Miami's not outscoring them. I mean, even though Miami's, they've got a little Fitzmagic going again, but, again, you got a lot of teams in this league that can score points. So, a lot of these games every week have potential to be shootouts. And listen, Miami might keep this thing interesting for a little while. But not that interesting. Seattle to win the game. LA Chargers at Tampa Bay. Buccaneers. Looks like Fournette might not play, so they'll stick with Ronald Jones. But they got a ton of weapons. And the Chargers, listen, Herbert's going to be good. He struggled a little bit last week. Probably struggle this week. Tampa's defense is pretty decent. And Tampa Bay is going to win the game. So there's really no need to kind of break that down any further. The Ravens are at Washington. Baltimore, can't beat Kansas City. And you're starting to wonder now if the Ravens are just that team that they're a regular season team. They can whip up on you when it's going good and when they have a clear advantage, but when they play good teams, they do seem to struggle. You just take a look at last year. And again, their first test this year against Kansas City, and offense didn't do a whole lot, to be quite honest. But they get the Redskins, the Washington football team. They're a mess. They can be feisty, but they're not beating the Ravens. So I'll take Baltimore. Arizona's at Carolina. Arizona kind of stumbled last week against Detroit, and now Hopkins is popping up on the injury report. So this game could get interesting, and Carolina, again, they're not going anywhere this year. McCaffrey's out for a couple more weeks, and really, if you picked up Mike Davis in fantasy, you're rooting against Carolina because you want them to be 2-6, 1-7. Whenever CMC is ready to come back, and then maybe they don't bring him back, because why bring him back if the team's not going anywhere? But they're still battling some injury. Arizona, listen, Kyler Murray's been great, although he had a couple bad interceptions last week, which ultimately I think cost him the game. But I think Arizona's got enough here to beat Carolina, but don't be surprised if Panthers pull an upset here. But I'll take Arizona. Minnesota's at Houston. This was another game that could have been affected by the Titans COVID thing because Minnesota played Tennessee last week, but everybody tested negative. So this game looks like it's going to get played. The Vikings, what are the Vikings 0-3? I think the Vikings are 0-3, right? I don't think they haven't won a game, right? Come on, standings. Vikings are 0-3. All those offensive weapons, and they're 0-3. Houston. Houston's 0-3. These are teams that should be better. I mean, Houston had a tough break with the schedule. Kansas City, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh. I don't know what Minnesota's excuse is. They should have at least won a game here, but they haven't. Justin Jefferson, big breakout game. I think I got him in like 3 or 4 leagues. Love to see him blow it up, but you need another week or two of him to really feel confident starting him. I'm going to take Minnesota in this game. I know it's hard to believe Houston's going to go 0-4, but I really do think Deshaun misses DeAndre Hopkins. I think that's a big problem for them offensively. I know that they've moved the ball. They haven't been completely shut down. David Johnson's been okay, but you don't lose DeAndre Hopkins and just pick up where you left off. And Minnesota's got enough to, I think, outscore them. So I'll take Minnesota in this one. Late games on Sunday. Get the Giants at the Rams. The Giants are a mess. The Rams. Rams blew a big lead last week. They were up 28-3, and they ended up losing at the end. They had a tough call at the end too, which probably makes up for the Dallas game, but not bitter. Listen, Rams are going to win this game, and Giants might be headed for 0-16. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to go 0-16, but if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be the Jets and Giants this year. And who knows? They might both do it. But the Rams are going to win this game. then you get New England's at Kansas City, and listen, the Chiefs are the best team. I mean, they're the best team. They're the best team. I mean, they score when they want. They can stop people on defense enough to keep you from keeping up. New England, listen, Belichick will have a game plan here. Don't be surprised they run the ball 50 times and try to keep Kansas City off the field. You know that's what they're going to do. But somehow you think the Chiefs will be ready for it. And listen, New England will give them a game here. But I don't know who's stopping the Chiefs right now. Who's playing Kansas City? We're like, oh wow, this team could beat Kansas City. I don't know. So there ain't nobody now. This will be a close game though, but Kansas City's gonna win. Buffalo is at Vegas. This should be another fun pinball game. A lot of fantasy relevance here. The Raiders had a tough loss last week. Who did the Raiders lose to last week? Oh, they lost in New England. Because again, New England ran the ball, kept them off the field. Buffalo won't do that. This will be a back and forth game. I'm going to take the Las Vegas Raiders here because I think the Bills are due. They should have lost last week. They're due for a loss, and Vegas can hang with them. So I'll take the Raiders. And then Sunday night you get Philly at San Francisco. The Niners. I don't know if Garoppolo is going to play. Mostert might be back, but the Eagles. God, I mean, listen. The problem with Philly is their best quarterback plays for the Bears. So Wentz is Carson Wentz. It's not happening. It's just not happening. Now, if Garoppolo doesn't play, then Philly's defense could, make it a ball game, keep it competitive. But I'm gonna take the 49ers because, listen, when you tie at home, the Bengals, what. I'm pretty sure if I look it up, no one's ever played the Bengals to a tie at home and gone on to win the Super Bowl. So I'm pretty sure that's never happened. It's certainly not going to happen this year. I'll take San Francisco. Then Monday night, Atlanta's at Green Bay. I mean, Atlanta's got to stop. I mean, this is just. Why is Dan Quinn still have a job? Why is he still a coach? I mean, it's just. There's just zero confidence in that team every week. They can't hold a lead. They're not even going to have a lead in this game, probably, because Green Bay's on fire. But I mean, listen. I don't know if you're living in Atlanta right now, just see what the Braves are doing. And that's it. I mean, they got the Atlanta Hawks, but they're not playing. So just focus on the Braves. Just forget about the Falcons. You're better off if they just relocate and the NFL gives you a new team because this franchise is done. But Green Bay's going to win Monday night. So listen, at least this week you won't have to even worry about Atlanta blowing the league. They're not going to have one. So there you go. My kids got a couple of baseball games Sunday morning, but we'll check in with the Cowboys to get that game over with early on Sunday, and then there you go.